Ignore them until they lose control. 7 Stoic Secrets. Stoicism. There is a strange power in silence. A power most people will never understand because they are addicted to reacting. The world teaches people to defend themselves immediately, to explain every action, to answer every insult, and to chase validation from those who never respected them in the first place. But the Stoics understood something deeper. They knew that the moment you stop reacting emotionally, you become untouchable. And that is why silence terrifies weak minds. When you ignore people who expect your attention, they begin to lose control. When you refuse to react to manipulation, their power disappears. Most people believe strength is loud. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Real strength is calm. Real power is emotional discipline. And today, you will learn the 7 Stoic secrets that make people lose control while you remain completely calm. The first Stoic secret is this: stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that if they explain themselves enough, everyone will finally understand them. But Stoicism teaches that some people do not misunderstand you accidentally. They misunderstand you intentionally. They twist your words because confusion gives them control. They provoke you because your emotional reaction feeds their ego. And every time you desperately try to defend yourself, you hand them more power over your emotions. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself that you cannot control the minds of others, only your response to them. Think about that deeply. The moment you stop trying to force people to understand you, you free yourself from emotional slavery. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your pain, or your explanations. Sometimes silence is the clearest answer you can give. When people gossip about you, remain calm. When they judge you unfairly, remain calm. When they try to provoke you into emotional chaos, remain calm. Because the person who loses emotional control loses the battle first. And while they are busy trying to destroy your peace, you continue building your future quietly. That is Stoic power. The second Stoic secret is learning the art of emotional detachment. Most suffering comes from attachment. People become emotionally destroyed because they are too attached to opinions, attention, approval, and outcomes they cannot control. The Stoics warned constantly about this trap. Epictetus taught that if you become attached to external things, your happiness will always be controlled by others. Think about modern life today. One negative comment ruins someone's entire day. One rejection destroys their confidence. One betrayal makes them lose themselves completely. Why? Because they built their identity around things outside their control. Stoicism teaches a different path. Build your peace internally. Become emotionally independent. Learn to observe insults without absorbing them. Learn to hear criticism without collapsing emotionally. Learn to walk away without needing revenge. Detachment does not mean you stop caring about life. It means you stop allowing temporary emotions to control your decisions. Weak people react instantly. Strong people pause, think, and remain composed. When someone realizes they can no longer manipulate your emotions, they begin losing control. Your calmness becomes their frustration. Your silence becomes their confusion. Your peace becomes their defeat. The third Stoic secret is mastering silence. Silence is one of the most underestimated weapons in existence. Most people talk too much because they are uncomfortable with stillness. They reveal their insecurities, their plans, their weaknesses, and their emotions to anyone willing to listen. But Stoicism teaches restraint. The less you speak emotionally, the more powerful your presence becomes. Silence forces people to confront themselves. It creates mystery. It creates discipline. And most importantly, it protects your peace. Imagine someone insulting you publicly, expecting anger, and instead you simply smile and walk away. That silence becomes heavier than any argument. Imagine someone trying to manipulate you emotionally, and you refuse to react. Your silence becomes unbreakable strength. This is why calm people intimidate emotional people. Emotional people need reactions to feel powerful. But when you remain silent and grounded, they lose control because their tactics stop working. Remember this carefully: not every battle deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your response. And not every person deserves access to your energy. Protect your mind like a fortress. Speak less. Observe more. And let your actions speak louder than your emotions ever could. The fourth Stoic secret is becoming comfortable alone. One reason people tolerate disrespect is because they fear loneliness. They stay in toxic friendships, toxic relationships, and toxic environments because they are terrified of being alone with themselves. But Stoicism teaches that solitude is not weakness. Solitude is training. It is where discipline is built. It is where clarity is discovered. And it is where emotional independence is born. The Stoics spent time in reflection because they understood something modern society ignores. If you cannot be peaceful alone, you will always become emotionally dependent on others. And emotional dependence is dangerous because it makes manipulation easy. The moment people realize you fear losing them, they gain control over you. But when you become comfortable walking alone, your entire energy changes. You stop begging for attention. You stop chasing validation. You stop tolerating disrespect just to avoid isolation. Suddenly, people feel your strength without you saying a word. Because the strongest person in any room is often the one who does not desperately need anyone's approval. Learn to enjoy your own company. Learn to build yourself in silence. Learn to become complete within yourself. Because once you stop fearing loneliness, nobody can emotionally control you anymore. The fifth Stoic secret is controlling your reactions. Life is not difficult because of events themselves. Life becomes difficult because of how people react to those events. Two people can experience the same insult. One becomes emotionally destroyed while the other remains calm and focused. What changed? Perspective. Stoicism teaches that your reaction shapes your reality. Most people live like emotional slaves. Their mood changes based on how others treat them. They wake up peaceful and one negative interaction destroys their entire day. That is not strength. That is emotional dependence. The Stoics believe true freedom begins when you control your reactions instead of allowing emotions to control you. When someone disrespects you, pause before reacting. When life becomes unfair, pause before collapsing emotionally. When anger rises, learn to observe it instead of obeying it. This is not weakness. This is mastery. Anyone can explode emotionally. But remaining calm under pressure requires discipline. And nothing frustrates manipulative people more than realizing they can no longer control your emotional state. Your calmness forces them to confront their own chaos. Your discipline exposes their weakness. And your silence becomes proof of your strength. The sixth Stoic secret is letting people underestimate you. Most people are obsessed with proving themselves. They want everyone to recognize their intelligence, their value, and their potential immediately. But Stoicism teaches patience. You do not need to announce your strength constantly. Let people underestimate you. Let them doubt you. Let them laugh while you quietly improve your life behind the scenes. Because real power does not beg for attention. It reveals itself through results. The dangerous thing about quiet people is that nobody sees their transformation coming. While others are wasting energy talking, complaining, and seeking validation, you are building discipline, knowledge, focus, and emotional control. And one day, the same people who ignored you will suddenly notice your growth. The same people who doubted you will feel confused by your success. Why? Because silence hides preparation. Stoicism teaches that the best revenge is not emotional retaliation. The best revenge is becoming so disciplined and successful that negativity can no longer reach you. Focus on your growth, not on proving yourself. Your life will speak for itself eventually. There is another truth Stoicism teaches that most people never realize until life humbles them completely. Your energy is precious. Every argument drains it. Every unnecessary explanation weakens it. Every emotional reaction steals time you could have used building your future. The world is filled with distractions designed to pull you away from your purpose. Some people will insult you because they envy your discipline. Some will mock your silence because they cannot understand your self-control. Others will intentionally provoke you simply to test whether they still have access to your emotions. But Stoicism teaches that your greatest victory is not defeating them publicly. Your greatest victory is refusing to become like them. Imagine carrying the calmness of a mountain while chaos crashes around you. Imagine becoming so emotionally disciplined that negativity no longer controls your mood. This is the mindset of the Stoics. They understood that reacting emotionally gives your enemies access to your mind. But staying calm closes that door completely. The strongest individuals are not those who scream the loudest. They are the ones who remain composed when everyone else loses control. Every time you choose silence over pointless conflict, you become stronger. Every time you walk away from drama, your mind becomes clearer. Every time you refuse to chase validation, your confidence grows deeper. Weak people seek attention. Strong people seek purpose. And when your purpose becomes greater than your need for approval, your entire life changes forever. The seventh and final Stoic secret is understanding that peace is the ultimate flex. Modern society glorifies noise, drama, emotional outbursts, and constant attention-seeking. But Stoicism teaches that inner peace is the greatest form of power. A peaceful mind cannot be manipulated easily. A peaceful person does not chase chaos. A peaceful soul is emotionally free. Think about how rare true peace is today. People are constantly anxious, offended, distracted, and emotionally overwhelmed. But when you develop inner calm, you become different. You stop reacting to every insult. You stop competing for attention. You stop allowing toxic people to disturb your mind. And this emotional stability becomes magnetic. People notice it immediately. They may not understand it, but they feel it. Because calm energy is rare in a chaotic world. The Stoics understood that protecting your peace is more important than winning arguments. Sometimes walking away is strength. Sometimes silence is strength. Sometimes ignoring negativity completely is the highest level of power. And when people realize they can no longer disturb your peace, they begin losing control over themselves instead. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that not everyone will appreciate your growth. Some people only liked you when you were weak, insecure, confused, or easy to control. The moment you begin developing discipline, boundaries, confidence, and emotional strength, they become uncomfortable. Why? Because your growth reminds them of everything they refuse to become. Stoicism teaches you not to hate these people, but to understand them. People project their inner chaos onto others. Insecure people attack confidence. Undisciplined people criticize focus. Bitter people mock peace because they cannot find it within themselves. This is why the Stoics never wasted energy trying to change everyone's opinion. They focused on mastering themselves instead. Imagine how powerful your life becomes when you stop caring about every judgment thrown at you. Suddenly, you think more clearly. You move with confidence. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. And most importantly, you stop giving toxic people the emotional reactions they crave. Silence becomes your protection. Discipline becomes your weapon. Inner peace becomes your power. And while others waste years trapped in emotional chaos, you continue evolving quietly into someone unshakable. So remember this carefully. Not every insult deserves your reaction. Not every battle deserves your energy. And not every person deserves access to your peace. Stoicism is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming emotionally disciplined. It is about mastering yourself so completely that outside chaos can no longer control your inner world. Ignore distractions. Ignore manipulation. Ignore negativity. And watch how people lose control when they realize they can no longer control you. Another Stoic truth is that pain can either destroy you or transform you. Every betrayal, every rejection, every insult, and every disappointment carries a hidden lesson. Weak minds become bitter from suffering. Stoic minds become wiser. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, stress, and enormous pressure, yet he constantly reminded himself that adversity reveals character. Think about your own struggles. The people who ignored you. The times you felt underestimated. The moments life pushed you to your emotional limits. Those experiences were not sent to break you. They were opportunities to strengthen your mind. Stoicism teaches that hardship is training for the soul. Every difficult moment gives you the choice to react emotionally or respond with wisdom. And every time you choose discipline over emotional chaos, you become harder to manipulate. Most people collapse under pressure because they never train their minds for adversity. But Stoics prepare themselves mentally before challenges arrive. They understand that life will not always be fair. People will disappoint you. Situations will become painful. But your response determines whether suffering becomes your prison or your transformation. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What is this teaching me?" That single shift in perspective can change your entire life. If this video changed your mindset even a little, subscribe to the channel right now and join this growing Stoic community. Every video here is designed to make you mentally stronger, emotionally disciplined, and impossible to break. Like this video, leave a comment saying, "I choose peace," and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson in Stoicism. Your journey toward becoming calm, disciplined, and untouchable starts now.